Bill drill. Hello and welcome back to the Dangerous Farmer channel. Today I'm going to be going over the OSight X. Now the OSight X is made and owned by OSight, but I do believe they've formed their own company now because I don't see OSight branding on this anywhere. But first impressions right out of the package, I got this in the mail yesterday, is that they've done a bang up job on their packaging. So I have a Glock 17 that needs a red dot. Here's my red dot. Don't know what I think about it as far as function yet, but just initial thoughts here. I like how big the window is. That's one thing for sure. It's a good looking dot. The main reason that this is kind of innovative right now is because it has this magnetic charging case. Snaps into your dot, so if your pistol's on your gun at night, snap this onto your dot. If this is your your nightstand gun, put it on. And this is actually a battery bank. So you charge this, it charges the light while it's plugged in, but if it's got juice in the actual charging case, the battery bank, it will charge your light standalone just like this. So you can press this button on the side right here and it'll give you an indication of how much charge is in your red dot when your red dot's plugged in. Pretty cool. All right, so this comes with just a dot or a circle with a dot, which is what I prefer. Kind of the street name for it's the EOTech reticle. That's what I prefer. And if I hold down the minus button, it changes the reticle. If I hold down the plus button, it turns it to manual brightness or auto brightness, which is kind of cool as well. It's got a sensor on it, like most dots do at this point. The only problem with that is if you are in the dim room and you're aiming towards something that's outside or in a brightly lit room, but that dot is so dim, it can be washed out by by the lights in the brighter room. So I usually run mine on manual brightness and just turn it up, and it's too bright in the dark, I just deal with it because I don't want to need it suddenly and can't see my dot because it's washed out by bright lights somewhere. So that's usually the way I roll. That's not an OSight thing. That's an issue with all the optics out there that have the auto brightness adjusting feature on them. All right, y'all, we are out here on the range. Let's get this OSight sighted in and run some rounds through it. Okay, so here at about 10 yards, I'm hitting. Elevation is pretty good up and down. I was a little bit to the right, could have been me. Always verify with groups, especially with cheap ammo. Might as well. If you're shooting like 338 Lapua or 50 BMG or something, yeah, maybe be a little more conservative. But 9mm cheap, verify with a group. Those last two stacked right on top of each other, a little bit low. All right, so I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna aim at the head box right there at the top of that torso target from about 10 yards. So stack those three right on top of each other. Let's take it back to 25, which is where I like to sight in my pistols, and see what we can do from there. Right off the bat, one thing that I know for sure that I like about this dot is how big that window is. That window is absolutely massive compared to the dots that I've run in the past. I do like how big this window is. The dot's just there when you present, which obviously comes with practice and dry fire and stuff. Do those things too, but the advantage of this big field of view and this window being easy to find and your dot being easy to find is just really awesome. Man. So I'm just shooting freehand. This ain't on paper, but with my particular gun, the dot was pretty dadgum close right out the gate. So one magazine down and the dot's still on. So far so good. Obviously that's not a very conclusive test. I love the big window, guys. Oh yeah, I forgot I was doing a reload. Ugh. I've been pretty rusty shooting lately because I've been out of ammo. Ammo sponsors hit me up. I'd be glad to work with you. But as rusty as I feel like I've been, the shooting seems fairly easy today, even with cold hands, because that dot is just, the window's so big that I can track my dot in that window through the recoil, and of course with proper grip and stuff, it's not flipping up as bad as it would, you know, with a bad grip and bad technique and stuff. But it's just easy to find that dot again for fast follow-up shots. So all right, let's do a bill drill, 6 rounds, but with a 1-round reload right off the bat. So I got 1 in this mag, or 1 in the chamber, and 5 in this mag. So yeah, I missed 1 of them. I like it though, y'all. I like it. Oh, I missed. Gotta have 2. There we go. Double taps are easy with that big window, y'all. So I put this dot on a Glock MOS plate, used blue Loctite on it and everything. Ran about, I don't know, 100 rounds or so through it, and then the dot popped off and hit me in the head right here. Ooh. I was like, what in the world? I'd never had that happen. I've heard of it happen to other guys, but hadn't happened to me, because normally I run my 19X. It's direct milled, and so I don't have to have an adapter plate or anything. Well, apparently there wasn't enough thread engagement, and long story short, I wound up buying a different MOS to RMR adapter plate on Amazon, and it has worked just fine. It had about double the amount of threads that I could get tied in, but that put an end to this range day, and I had to come out to another one later to finish up the review. All right, everybody, we're back out on the range today. Wanted to share with you guys my final thoughts on the OSight X here. I ran this light without charging it for about 8.5 days. And at the end of that time, I put the charging cover on to see how much charge it still had, and it still had 25% left. So I'm assuming somewhere around 11 or 12 days is what it would last at the brightness that I run it at, which is only 2 or 3 steps down from full brightness. I like to run my dot bright because I don't like how it changes in between dark rooms and light rooms. Sometimes your dot is not bright enough to be able to see easily, so I usually run it pretty bright. And the dot has held up really well. Now, I did talk to OSight about putting a lifetime warranty on that magnetic charging cover, because the dot's worthless without that. And if you have a lifetime warranty on this, then the cover should also have a lifetime warranty. And talk to him about having a dual fuel option, possibly, where there's a replaceable battery that's also rechargeable, or maybe, I don't know exactly how it would work, maybe 2 batteries or something. But anyway, dual fuel, so that if the charging cover were to go bad, you would still be able to, you know, buy a battery at your local hardware store, a 2032 or 1632 or something like other dots, and still be able to run your dot. One of the biggest issues I seen from the last OSight that they dropped was that it was not holding 0. I've only got about 300 rounds or so on this, but it's held 0 just fine. I sighted it in at the local gun range where I intended to finish this review, but when I got home and found out that all my audio, even though I'm using a mic, it was so loud in there from all the other gunshots that my audio is basically, it sounded like this. Just absolutely horrible. I'm not shilling for OSight. They sent this to me for free with the expectation of getting a review out of it. And if it was garbage, I would say so. I still don't expect it to have the reliability that, say, like a Trigicon's going to have or something, or even Holosun's. But the stuff that people were saying about OSight is also what they were saying about Holosun, you know, 6-7 years ago when I first started getting into shooting. And I gave Holosun a chance. Their customer service has been great. They've treated me well whenever I needed something replaced. And I think they make fantastic dots. And so I want to give OSight the chance to do that as well. This dot's going to stay on my gun as long as it continues to work. If it ever fails, I'll make a little video on that, and we'll see how OSight treats me, but it does have a lifetime warranty. I expect that they'll take care of it. As of right now, I'm still really liking the dot. Appreciate you guys sticking around for this review. If you're interested in these, I'll put my link in the comments down below. That does help the channel out just a little bit. Helps me keep bringing this kind of stuff to you guys. Trying to get to 100,000 this year. I know it's a lofty goal. I just hit around 21, 22,000, fixing to hit 22, I think. So it's a pretty lofty goal, but any success that I have with this channel is all because of you guys. I appreciate you being here. Every comment, even the ones that are, how do I say this diplomatically? Stupid? Still helps. So I really appreciate you guys. And even at this balmy 25, I'm starting to get a little chilly without a jacket on. So I'm going to wrap it up. I really appreciate you. I sincerely mean that from the depths of my heart. This isn't a job that's paying me right now great money, but it could be potentially in the future. And if I make it there, it's because of you guys. I really appreciate you. Go check out OSight. I'll leave it in the comments. Love you guys. See you in the next one.